Hello, and welcome to the fourth Artificial Intelligence for Information Accessibility Conference. And thank you very much for having us as a speaker. My name is Madeline Nolan. I'm from the Advanced Television Systems Committee. We are an international standards development organization, and I'm lucky to be here joined by Eric Langer from Information Equity Initiative and Ashish from Eon Media, who are going to talk about how AI can help with information equity to all people. So what I'd like to do is start with Eric and tell us a little bit about Information Equity Initiative, and then we'll move to Ashish, and he can talk a little bit about how AI can help with IEI's mission and others similar to Eric's mission. So Eric, please take it away.
Great, thank you, Madeline. Information Equity Initiative is an international nonprofit organization. We were created a few years ago out of a recognition that about 1 in 4 US households and nearly 3 billion people worldwide lack access to broadband, and yet television infrastructure is largely built out globally. What we've done is we've established a content platform that's interoperable in 82% of the world's countries using a technology called datacasting, so that we allow government agencies and trusted curators like second grade teachers, public health officers, emergency managers to send curated digital content, whether that's videos, PDFs, ebooks, audio files, to homes and facilities around the world that lack access to broadband. And then that content is accessible on any Wi-Fi enabled device, a phone, a laptop, a tablet, a projector. So really, our focus has been how do we aggregate high quality digital content, and those content decisions are always made at the local level, so that people, even if they lack access to broadband, as long as they live within the coverage area of a television signal, they too can gain access to critical learning and health-related resources. And I'm very excited to be here today. So thank you for inviting me, Madeline.
Great. And Ashish, please take a moment to introduce yourself and Eon Media, and then we'll come back to Eric and talk a little bit more about some of the specific ways that IEI is using AI or planning to or thinking about using AI. Go ahead, Ashish. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madeline, and really nice to have you guys as well. I appreciate this opportunity. So I'm Ashish. I'm the founder and the CEO of Eon Media. We are a Toronto-based company. We primarily focused on using our AI technology products, Eon Extract, and some of the other products, to be able to help extract metadata and the hidden information that is within the video and any kind of audio digital assets, and provide that to different customers, whether it be broadcasters, media companies, sports companies, education institutions, or some of the nonprofit institutions as well. We work with some of the largest broadcasters in the US, Comcast and other folks as well. And we are very excited to be on this floor to be able to talk about collaboration with IEI.
Great, thanks. So, Eric, I think that a lot of people look at artificial intelligence and sometimes they might see the scary side of that. But I think that there are a lot of opportunities for artificial intelligence to help with some of the problems that the world faces. And I wonder if you can talk about how Information Equity Initiative sees the potential of AI working with the kind of platform that you're developing and the public service that you're working for.
You bet. So our organization is committed to building a high quality, globally available library of free learning and health related resources. And as we grow that library so that it's culturally and linguistically appropriate to each local context in which we operate, we're recognizing that there's 3 different ways that AI can help us, which as a small nonprofit organization, to scale to meet the demand that we're seeing popping up all over the world. The first is, as we build that cloud-based library, AI can significantly help us in organizing that content by applying appropriate metadata, so that as a curator, whether that's a teacher or a physician, as they are searching for content that would be most appropriate for their audience their community, they're able to find it. And then obviously that metadata with the AI would learn over time to continue to organize our library appropriately. The second is, as our trusted curators and government agencies are using our system to try to decide what content is most appropriate, the AI can help create recommendation tools for those curators so that they're even better informed on what content we have that might be most appropriate to help them deliver the right information to their constituents. And lastly, as ebooks and presentations and videos are ingested into our platform for all of these various use cases, the AI can be used to help create a summary or a synopsis of that content. That way, when the curator logs in, they're able to easily determine, is this content appropriate or not appropriate for the audience that we're trying to serve?
Wow, pretty exciting. And what's interesting is that the library will be cloud-based. So the expectation is that these television stations that would be distributing the content would have access to the cloud. But to be sure, the receivers, in other words, the people who would be accessing the content, actually don't need broadband in order to access it. They're going to be getting it off of the television airwaves. Is that the idea?
Exactly. So in our case, the curator will be selecting the content, whether that's a teacher or a public health officer. It will then travel through our cloud to the television station where it gets data cast out, and then it arrives at a home or facility that requires no internet, no mobile connection. All they need is to live within the footprint of that television signal, and then they'll have access to all of that curated content in their home or in their school or public health facility.
Wow, thanks. So Ashish, Eon Media is in a position to be providing these kinds of services to an organization like IEI. Talk a little bit about how you see AI fulfilling the use cases, those 3 use cases that Eric just talked about, and if there's anything else that our audience should be keeping in mind.
All right, perfect. Yeah, so in terms of the areas that Eric just kind of touched upon, which are extremely important. So the information that we are able to extract is from these videos, audio, or any kind of digital assets. We are able to extract the deep insights of the video and of this audio content itself. What were the demographics of the people that were there? What was the overall emotions? What was the overall mood? What type of content was there? What type of location this content has been there, so that people would know that these are the specific locations or communities that these contents have really been preserved at or has really been shot at. So it really will give a lot of deeper insights to their content planners, content creators, or some of the creative team as well, to be able to plan for the future content. And then they can tie in some of the current or upcoming social media trends as well, to be able to see that if there are certain activities that are more appealing to the certain audiences in specific countries, then they can actually target the content based on that trend, based on the insights that we are able to gather, to be able to more personalize and direct that content as compared to making it just a generic version of it. So that is the way we truly believe the collaboration with IEI can really help provide even more valuable and a more personalized experience to the consumers of that content as well. In terms of the other areas that you mentioned as well, so we are also working with the broadcasting companies who have a plethora of amazing content libraries of things as simple as a high school kid winning a basketball game, but then now that person is widely known as Michael Jordan, and everybody is watching their documentaries and everything like that. That has never been possible before, because without the AI, somebody had to manually sit in and watch that particular content itself. So with the help of AI, they're able to extract that and provide that valuable momentary and historical moments to the audiences. And the other area that we feel is the libraries and the educational institutions use a lot of video and other digital assets for their educational purposes. But again, today, that is all done very manually. The information is not so much curated manually. There's not so much insights tied to how the audiences are actually performing or kind of liking to that. When you tie all that and you are able to change the content, when you are able to uplift the content, then next time when you are actually providing it to the next set of students in the next term or the next semester, then there would be a lot more interest and they would be always getting something new. So it will keep that freshness available in the content itself.
Wow, amazing. What's fantastic to me about this is you're looking at the marriage of the traditional television system, which, as Eric pointed out, is reaching 82% of the world, and some of the newest technology that's available in this artificial intelligence that's being developed. And sort of the Information Equity Initiative is a way to bridge these two worlds across from the television world all the way into artificial intelligence. What's interesting to me is from the Advanced Television Systems Committee, in order to do this data casting, which is the way IEI is envisioning distributing the content and isn't distributing the content, you do need to be on a digital television system. And so the Advanced Television Systems Committee is very much committed to developing technologies that will enable this. And these technologies are being deployed around the world today, starting with South Korea, the United States, Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago are coming, and Brazil has already selected sort of major portions of the ATSC technologies into what's going to be their TV 3.0 system. So it's very exciting. Eric, I want to kind of just spin back to our opening comment about, is AI scary? And just kind of take it from the 20,000-foot level. What do you see happening within the world of AI? Is this something that we need to worry about? Is this going to be a great new tool for us? Is it going to be somewhere in between? What do you think?
Well, let me speak more generally about just the technology in general, and that is what's so hopeful for us at our organization is seeing that the software and the cloud infrastructure and now AI can be really a force for good and a force multiplier in terms of driving positive social outcomes. We're just becoming aware of the ways in which AI can be beneficial for us as an organization. And frankly, as a small organization without an extraordinary budget, the promise of using AI to help us organize the content, to help our curators select the most appropriate content, allows us to scale and to be more helpful across an even greater number of geographies. So there's plenty of skepticism about technology for very good reasons, but in these particular use cases, I'm quite hopeful that it can be applied for good.
Terrific, thank you. And Ashish, I think you get the last word. We're coming up on our time. What do you think?
Perfect. Yeah, so I would kind of summarize myself as well, very closely to some of the things that Eric also touched upon. But I think AI, as we know of today, has evolved a lot back from when I got first very much exposed to the AI, back from using Shazam and those kind of apps itself, which is something you're sitting in a restaurant and be able to know which particular song it is actually playing, even though you are not able to recall. Whereas now we are actually all talking about ChatGPT. AI continues to evolve, and it's because our needs are continuing to evolve. And that is where I believe that AI in all these different verticals, the video analysis, the safety monitoring, the sports side, the video broadcasting, giving the exposure to the historical contents, historical areas itself, which has never been seen before, is something that is truly now being made possible. And AI is the way you are able to connect so many different pieces of the information without having to tie in any of the manual work into that, have the team be able to do that more intelligently, more effectively, and something that we are able to see very good results and outcomes of as of today.
Well, thank you. I'd like to say a special thank you to the Artificial Intelligence for Information Accessibility Conference for having the three of us as speakers. Again, my name is Madeline Noland from ATSC, or Advanced Television Systems Committee, and I'd like to thank Eric Langer from Information Equity Initiative and Ashish from Eon Media. Thank you, and we will wrap here, and I hope to see you both soon. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.